vintage guitars, New Zealand's home of vintage guitars. My name is Nick Brightwell, and today we have a HD28, a pre-war D28 with Brazilian back and sides. This has been in the care of Studio One for a while. This has been Gaz, our owner. This has been his personal guitar for a while, and he's finally relieved it, and he's really willing to put it out into public. So what we've got is we've got a stage one aging. It means they've only driven around the parking lot in first gear, just gently around the car park. No, not really. I don't exactly know how they age these things, but it has all these kind of finish checking kind of here. You can see they've got some interesting finish checking here, and you've got a little bit back here, a bit on the side as well, and you've got a bit of it on the top as well. It's not as pronounced as, say, a vintage guitar, but yeah, it's a very, very nice guitar. And of course, on the back of the headstock, if you can see in the light there, you've got the pre-war stamp, no decal on the front. The interesting thing about these pre-wars is, if you're not aware of them, we've had a few people come into the shops. Actually, an old timer, a friend of mine, a guy that actually taught me a lot on guitar, he comes in and he's looking at all the guitars and he goes, "What's that one?" And it's a pre-war, and he's thinking, it is like a kind of a 30s or 40s Martin, but he's looking and going, "What's that?" Oh, it's a pre-war, so it's kind of a guitar designed to look like a pre-World War II Martin. But this guitar is very, very interesting. It's a 2021, so to me, it has a VTS Adirondack top. That obviously makes it sound quite open, but to me, this guitar still sounds very new. The back and sides are sounding very much like Brazilian, kind of deep and keeping everything good output on everything. But it still sounds like it needs a little bit of playing just to really open up. The strings we are using today are 57 to 13 John Pierce nickel strings. So we've got mediums on it, and it really does like the mediums, as dreadnoughts do. So I'm just going to take the body of the guitar off me so you can really hear the low end. So my body's on the back. Check this out. Oh. So it sounds good in G, as they all do. Just a quick bit of finger picking. Mediums aren't really ideal for finger picking. I should be using the thumb pick to get a little bit more out of the low end, but here's a little bit of Crow Jane. Just really digging in. Yeah, so this is a wonderful sounding guitar. Brazilian Rosewood and Adirondack is kind of what all the pre-war Martins are built on, and this having a VTS top, so that means it's a baked top, or what else they call it, vintage tone system. That's what Martin called it, VTS. But basically what they've done is they've put the top of the guitar, pre-construction obviously, they've put it into the microwave, they've put it to high for about 2 minutes, and they've baked a bit of the top out, and they're trying to get it to the same kind of dryness as what the tops are back in the 30s and 40s, effectively trying to speed up the aging process. Because realistically, playing in a brand new guitar like this is you can get a lot done in that very first amount of time, that initial amount of time, if you really bash the guitar. If you really just play it as hard as you can make the top and the braces and everything kind of just loosen up a little bit, and just if there's any give in the guitar, it will hopefully settle. But realistically, it takes you know, it takes a long time to really play in a top. I always compare most guitars to my own guitar. I've got a custom shop Martin OM that I've had since 2008, so I've had a long time. I did my entire degree on that. I did, you know, 6 years of teaching, so we're doing kind of roughly 30 to 40 hours a week of just teaching, playing on that, and then, you know, playing gigs, 3 to 4 hour gigs, solo gigs, doing pub gigs, kind of as a duo setting, and playing in the band sometimes. All of that kind of time, so what, you know, 15 years, that's made the top of my Artinger, my Martin, open up a lot, and there's not many guitars that you find that are open that much, because it's you know, my primary. When I say that I played that, I mean I hadn't properly played a D28 until a couple of years ago. Like, I played them and I owned a Maton Dreadnought, but really I spent almost 15 years playing one Martin constantly and doing a lot of hours on it. And just to go on a little bit more, my theory is okay, you play it a lot, but I think when I was doing the 3 hour gigs, you know, doing the kind of my solo gig sessions, I think the idea of that is that I was getting the guitar, say, up to, let's just say, operating temperature. So you're playing it and it's all kind of warmed up, and then playing it for 3 hours kind of in that stage where the guitar's vibrating and kind of optimal vibrating. That's when you're really kind of wearing it in. So I don't think you can quite wear in a guitar, say, 10 minutes a day if you strum it really hard. I think it takes a prolonged amount of playing time over hours at a good operating temperature. I also believe the guitar being actually, like, temperature-wise counts. You know, wood. If the guitar's, if it's very cold, like if you're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, trying to play your very nice guitar and trying to make it open up, and there's not a lot of humidity and it's very cold, the guitar's just not getting warm enough to operate. And just to kick a dead horse, when I play gigs down south in New Zealand where it's very cold, if I had to go out, say, on stage in half an hour's time, I'd put my guitar in its Carlton case, put it right next to the heater, and then kind of mind it for 20 minutes. So, you know, it's next to the heater and the guitar would be warming up with the case kind of preventing it from overheating, and then I'd be able to jump out on stage and the guitar would kind of be at operating temperature. But that's enough of that. It's a bit of a rant. But so where I was getting is this guitar's kind of done a lot of that kind of that aging for you by baking the top. There's still plenty of room for you to play it. And I think in the case of the back and sides that they don't treat, just playing these kind of next 5 years or so will really come through. We'll go up here on the do the Tony Rice. See, I'm just staccatoing it just so you can get a kind of an idea of the response on the guitar. Just laying A. That's where you can really hear how the top is aged well. In the classical world, they talk about if you really want to if you want to speed up the process of your classical guitar maturing, you play it past the 12th fret. So you play it right up in here, where you're getting a lot of vibration from in the top, from the highs. So yeah, this is a very impressive guitar. You know, obviously it's all the things you want, and then the VTS really has done a great job. You know, just to give you the details, if you're not entirely aware, we've got solid bridge pins, which is a big part of the kind of the earlier Martin sound. That essentially creates more contact with the bridge and the bridge plate. Then we've got the long through bridge, the long saddle, so not your kind of standard drop in. This is the old style. We have forward shifted bracing. We also have a pickup system in here. I'm not entirely sure what type of pickup system it is, but we have a microphone here, and looks like we have K&K under here and an added mic. The microphone is not a K&K microphone. So we have an M-pin jack right here, and and it is an adjustable neck, but if you look down here you can't see the hole. Pre-war come with a special kind of like, you know, wonky shaped key so you can get in there and get under the bracing. And obviously it has the original style bracing, the kind of the back bracing being here and here, being the kind of lower, flatter, as opposed to the two ridges on the back here. So, if you come here to hear kind of more samples of the instruments, sorry I know I've been talking a lot, but we'll do a little bit of playing, what keys do we know? Check the tuners. Waverly styles on the back, and they're very much like the old ones with a lower, flatter gearing, very much like our 37 D18. One more time for Waylon. Let's do a bit of Leo. That sounds real good. And for all you fans out there of Michael, let's put just, you know, daily lesson on Michael Hedges. Michael used nickel strings, mediums on his dreadnought. For a dagad, now I'm going to put the D that's going down to C. And I'm tuning by a fifth there. And then I'm going to put the A up to C. Let's just see if it breaks the guitar. No, didn't break it. So that A has gone up to C. I'm listening for fifths there as well. Yeah, so this is really living up to the legend of the pre-war at the moment. Pre-war has been a real hot topic over the last few years in the vintage world, because, you know, they're doing these amazing recreations of Martin D28s and D18s, and they really do sound good. And if you're in the market for something kind of more high-end like this, but you don't want to be, you know, kind of putting all the playing hours into something, then this is exactly where you want to start. Very, very good guitar. These do stand up to the Martin authentic equivalents, and we're going to do a comparison, put that down the track. Yes, so once again, this is a pre-war Brazilian D28 with VTS top, stage 1 aging. This is being released into the wild by Garrick, so if you're very interested in this, get in touch and ask Garrick very nicely if you can buy it. He was kind of on the fence. He's like, yeah, you could sell it now, but he's like, but don't sell it. No. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, and other good news is we've got some really exciting things as far as the shop's concerned on the horizon. It's going to be a few more months now, but we'll have some really cool stuff to tell you about soon. So my name is Nick Brightwell. This is Studio One Vintage Guitars. We've got Josh Thomas behind the camera. He's giving you the things. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.